Hey guys, Shane here, Aus Flight Simmer. Welcome to another episode of Test Drive. Now, if you haven't seen one of these before, this is where we take a scenery, a utility, or an aircraft and take it for a spin around the block. This is where I'll give you my impressions. Is it worth buying, and is it value for money? So if you want to see more videos like this, why don't you hit that subscribe button now? In today's video, we are checking out one of the new releases from X-Plane 11. It's the Marchetti SF-260. This has been a joint effort by the JRollon and also SimCoders have joined forces to create this add-on. If you're not familiar with the SF-260, it's a light aircraft, commonly marketed as a military aircraft and also an aerobatics aircraft. It took its first flight in July 15th, 1964. They've been produced since 1964 until present, and about 870 plus aircraft have been built thus far. The exterior of the aircraft when it comes to modelling and textures is done with high detail in this aircraft. It comes with 9 liveries and they all have 4K textures. Very frame rate friendly, as I would like to add. Some of the other features that are included for the exterior is custom rain and ice effects, 3D modeling engine components, the propeller blades bend if you have a crash on the landing, also the tire blowouts are also shown too. All in all, I think the guys have done a really good job of the exterior of the aircraft, and it is very easy on the eyes. So we've been saying all that, being this is a SimCoders rep pack included, it is very heavy on the simulation of systems. So why don't we take a quick look. If you're not familiar with SimCoders rep packs, we'll take a quick look at the menus that are included in the aircraft too. If you're a big fan of simulations or high-performing simulation aircraft when it comes to flight sim, you're in for a real treat when it comes to the SF-260. Being a SimCoders pack, some of the things that are included is the realistic mass and balance. As you can see here, I'm putting and adding the fuel in for the flight. You can do a full walk around of the aircraft and make sure that everything is maintained. This aircraft is persistent, so you do need to maintain the aircraft and make sure everything is in good working order. Some of the systems that are included are complete electrical systems with working circuit breakers, custom landing gear warning system, custom stall warning system, custom vacuum system, custom flap systems with realistic Y-arc behavior, custom fuel system, custom cabin ventilation and windshield defrost system, working emergency avionics with switch and electric battery, working emergency landing gear, extraction procedures, and canopy can stay slightly open during flight. As you can see here, I'm flicking through all the different options on the maintenance. I will need to make sure I connect my batteries, and also if you get stuck and you don't know the procedures, it has a knee board as well. So a really immersive lot of systems of the aircraft, which makes it stand out against some of the other GA aircraft within Flight Sim. As we jump into the cockpit and get it started, one of the things that stand out to me is the sounds that have been included of the aircraft. They've really worked on the dynamic immersive sounds in both internal and external of the aircraft. As you can see, we are standing here. It's a quite windy day. I've done that deliberately. I've got the canopy open and you can hear the wind blowing through, so you can actually fly the aircraft with the canopy slightly open. But all in all, I think they've done a great job with the sounds also on the engine. We are now all configured for taking our flight today, so we're going to taxi and make our way down to the runway at Half Moon Bay. One of the cool features of the aircraft, it has head shake integration, so you can use a custom lever in the cockpit to strengthen the belts to reduce the G-force effects during aerobatic flight. This is an aerobatic aircraft, so you do have to watch out with the horsepower of the engine that it doesn't get away from you. So I'm just slightly putting the brakes on here, as you can see. We are all configured for takeoff. One thing I would say, the learning curve for the S260, if you've been involved with Flight Simulator for a while, the learning curve is not very steep at all. You could be up and running within minutes just for basic flights, but obviously if you want to know your procedures, there's a lot to it than that. So we're going to take off now. I'll be quiet. I'll come back to you shortly. It is very windy, so it'll be interesting to see how the flight dynamics perform on takeoff. That was a lot of fun. If you're interested in an aircraft where it's not going to fly itself, this is a great aircraft for you. As you can see, I pushed down on the nose a little bit too longer as she wanted to take off, but the gears are up and we are on our way. So we're going to go up to our cruising altitude. I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to check out the cockpit in a little bit more detail. We are now at our cruising altitude of just about 7,000 feet. We're going to take a closer look at the cockpit, where you're going to be spending most of your time when it comes to the 260. So one of the things that all the switches work like the real aircraft. They have modeled absolutely everything in here. I'm going to just switch on so you can use headphone mode, but I'm going to switch that off because I like listening to the sounds of the cockpit. One of the other cool additions to features when it comes to this aircraft is all the instruments wear out and may give you incorrect readings. So you can tap them temporarily to reduce the errors, and then once you've identified that your instruments aren't working, you can go and fix them via the maintenance report. And I think this is really, really cool, and you're starting to see more and more of this in Flight Sim, and I think it's sort of becoming, to me, when you get simulated add-ons, that it's a bare minimum. It really makes the aircraft sort of immersive, and this is included also. The 3D rendering and textures that have been included are top-notch as well. As you can see, we're panning around and having a look at the aircraft. They've really done nice work there, and you know, you can see that this aircraft is not new and it's got a bit of wear and tear, which is quite neat. I really enjoy the time spending in the cockpit too. Also, the aircraft has 3D lights, so we're going to take a look at those shortly. I can there, as you can see, I can manually pump the gear down as well, but let's look at the 3D lights of the cockpit. The cockpit is well lit up. I don't really have any issues of not being able to hit switches and things when it's dark. They've also included a nice little torch as well, so you can click that and that can help you, especially when you're starting the aircraft up in night. I like the strobes reflecting off the nose of the aircraft. That's a nice touch also. I did forget to mention before that the 260 also supports the Reality XP GSN. I'm using the default GPS that comes with the aircraft, and it works absolutely fine. So, within saying all that, the cockpit has been done with the highest quality during the night and also during the day. So why don't we take a look at the aircraft as it illuminates on the exterior. Welcome back to the cockpit. We are on final into Nantucket. I will say this, I do apologise on landing. I forgot to put the landing lights on. I was really excited to land in such windy conditions with this aircraft. So we've been saying that I'll be quiet now so you can enjoy the bumpy landing in, and I'll come back to you with my final thoughts. We are now pulling off the runway. As you can see, I've got my landing lights on. I would have made my landing a lot easier if I turned those on, but I was excited with the approach of how this aircraft flies and flying at night, so it was a pretty cool experience. One thing I didn't really do much of during the flight is any aerobatics. This aircraft can do those sorts of things, being a very powerful aircraft. But I'm not that type of flight simulator, so I didn't really try that out. One of the other things they do mention is that this aircraft is VR compatible, so I haven't checked that out at this time of the video, but I will be taking it for a flight in VR sometime soon. So my final thoughts on the 260, is it worth value for money, and is it worth you guys picking it up or buying it? You can pick it up at the X-Plane Org store for $44.95. That includes the rep pack. So all in all, the interior of the aircraft, the cockpit and the exterior of the aircraft is pretty top notch. You can't go wrong there. Everything's been included and everything's been modeled in the aircraft, like every switch works, and having the rep pack in there, I think it is definitely value for money. The only thing will come down to it's a unique aircraft, so if this is not your style of aircraft, maybe take a look at something else. But if you want something that's a GA aircraft that is high power and you can do aerobatics and it has everything included, I would definitely take a look at the 260. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Shane, Aus Flight Simmer. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and comment about the video. That really helps out a lot. And I've tried something new. I tried to make a shorter type of test drive video, so if you enjoyed that, please let me know in the comments, because I can crank more videos out doing this type of stuff. Again, thank you very much for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the subscribe button to see more, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, have an awesome day.